So I'm sure you have been hearing about cutoff mark. What is cutoff mark? Cutoff mark is basically the minimum point you need to have for you to gain admission to a school or for you to gain admission to a course. Now, there are three types of cutoff mark. We have the departmental cutoff mark, we have the school cutoff mark, and we have the Jamb cutoff mark. Now, Jamb cutoff mark is usually the one that usually comes up when Jamb has the annual policy meeting. So Jamb normally have a policy meeting. In this Jamb policy meeting, they will meet with university heads and vice chancellors and rectors where they will decide on, okay, which score should be the minimum Jamb cutoff mark. For last year, they came to the agreement that 140 should be the minimum cutoff mark for universities and 100 should be the minimum cutoff mark for College of Education and polytechnics. Now, what does this mean? This means that no university can admit any student that scores below that cutoff mark they require. So meaning that if you score below 140, you're gonna apply for any university. And if you score below 100, you're gonna apply for any College of Education or polytechnic. You get. So that Jamb cutoff mark is the minimum that any, but that's what, if you score below that one, that means you have failed Jamb. That's really what you failed Jamb. But if you score above it now, you're gonna start applying to universities. Now, universities also have their own issue. They have something called school cutoff mark. Most schools have their cutoff mark. Like we have the University of Lagos, the cutoff mark is 200. We have LASU cutoff mark is 195. And we have many universities, their cutoff mark is 180. This cutoff mark just depends solely on the school. And they don't now decide what they want to be their cutoff mark. And if you don't meet up to that cutoff mark, that means you cannot apply to the school at all. And if you apply to the school already, you have to change to another school. If you maybe see, let's say Unilag now, Unilag cutoff mark is 200 and you score 180 in Jamb, you're gonna apply to Unilag at all. You have to change your school. What does this mean? This means that you need 200 to gain admission to the University of Lagos. Now, just scoring 200 does not mean you gain admission. Because for example, I scored 311 and I am not in the University of Lagos now. I'm still writing Jamb again. That is where they have departmental cutoff mark. Departmental cutoff mark is basically the minimum cutoff point and usually gotten from your screening point, your O level, your post UTME, just depending on the school. For example, University of Lagos, their one is the Jamb, the post UTME, and then the O level. That's for University of Lagos. For UI, it's just your post UTME and your Jamb. While for schools like OAU too, they also use the post UTME. No, schools like LASU, they also use the Jamb and then the O level. So that's the difference between. So you have to make research on your school. How does your school calculate that screening point? But the screening point is usually over 100. The remaining Jamb cutoff marks and the school cutoff mark usually over 400. That's your Jamb score. But for screening points, usually over 100. It's calculating either your Jamb and your O level, or your Jamb or your post UTME, or your Jamb and the O level and post UTME. So you see how different it is now. So if you don't meet that departmental cutoff mark, that means you will not gain admission to that course. That does not mean you will not gain admission at all. Some schools might give you a chance to change to another lower course that you can get admission to. And some schools will transfer you by themselves. But most of the time, you may not get admission at all. That will happen to me. So I did not get admission at all because I did not reach the departmental cutoff mark. So I met the Jamb cutoff mark, I met the school cutoff mark, but I did not meet the departmental cutoff mark, which was computer engineering. So you have to be very careful when you are applying to a course that is very competitive because depending on how competitive that course is, that also determine how high the cutoff mark will be. So if you apply to a course that is very competitive, the cutoff mark will be very high. And if the course is not that competitive, it's very low. I applied to computer engineering, cutoff mark is very high because computer engineering was very, very competitive last year. Cutoff mark was 81.3, but I scored 78.1. So just 3 points. But that 3 points will go to IJAM again. You have to be very, very careful when you are choosing the school you want to apply to. Alright, I've been talking since. You guys should make sure you like this video, please. So that more people can also watch this video and get the help they need. And also subscribe as well. Subscribe, alright? And then comment which university you are going to. Let me tell you how they do the admission processes. Drop that in the comment section. And if you want me to make any other video concerning the admission system, just tell me in the comment section as well. You guys like this video and follow me as I said. Bye.